G'day guys, M8T5 here, and today I'll be reviewing Valiant Hearts: The Great War. A side-scrolling puzzle war game that was developed by Ubisoft, these guys, that I reviewed on the PlayStation 4. The game is set during the First World War and tells the story of 4 characters that you will be switching between over the course of the game that you must help through the struggles of the Great War, occasionally meeting up throughout the game. Emile, an aging Frenchman and father-in-law to Karl, of German background, he is deported out of France during the anticipation of the war, leaving his wife and baby son behind, and forced to fight in the German army, while Emile is forced to join the French army. Emile eventually meets Freddy, an American who's volunteered to fight for the French army with his sole focus on revenge against the Germans. And finally Anna, a Belgian nurse who is trying to track down her father, who was kidnapped by the Germans and forced to create war machines for them to utilize against the French. What I like about the characters is that they all have their own personal goal to strive for, and even though there is no dialogue in the game besides mumbles, you really do connect with them because of the tragedies they have gone through resulting from the war, and you want them to succeed. Valiant Hearts looks amazing, with its art style, visuals and presentation that is used to great effect to not only visually amaze the player, but to also help tell the story. With its pop-up comic book-like sequences, you don't even need dialogue because the visuals do all of the work for you, but I must say, with the little dialogue that is in the game, mostly that comes from Emile, it is outstanding and made me feel for the character, and even brought a tear or two to my eye with the letters sent home to his daughter.
My dear Marie, we are on our way to Paris. The atmosphere here is strangely cheerful. I hope that the harvest goes well. Rely on our neighbours for help. They've always been gracious and charitable people. I'll write again as soon as I get my assignment. Please kiss my little grandson for me.
What the game lacks in voice work more than makes up for it with its tragic, uplifting and overall amazing soundtrack that sets the scene perfectly, and in my opinion brings out the most emotion from the player. This game really is a masterpiece in terms of visuals and sound, but how does the gameplay hold up? Valiant Hearts is a side-scroller puzzle-solving stealth title that has a range of different puzzles, action sequences, and stealth sections throughout the game. I love the progression of difficulty in the game, with puzzles and action sequences becoming steadily more difficult as the game progresses. Sure, a lot of the puzzles require you to search and find the right item in order to progress, but they become more and more complicated to acquire as the game progresses. Not only this, but you will be tossing grenades in specific spots to clear paths, sneaking around heavily patrolled areas, and solving puzzles, all with the help of man's best friend. This lovable canine accompanies the characters through the majority of the game, and is a character in itself, and helps you out in a number of different situations, plus he's just so darn cute that you can't help but stop and give him a good scratch. And if you ever do get stuck on a puzzle and can't figure it out in a certain amount of time, the game will offer you a hint, which you can either view or stubbornly reject. The action sequences are visually impressive and fun to play out, usually requiring you to run across the screen during an epic battle sequence without being shot or blown up, boss fights that require you to use what you've learnt in order to beat and what a good boss fight should be, and there's even vehicle sections in which you take control of destructive tanks or evasive cars. What I especially like about these car sections is that everything that you dodge, such as bombs, barrels, etc., all appear to the rhythm of classical music, which is really clever and makes the sequence more entertaining. And finally, there are some stealth sections in the game in which you have to hide behind objects to wait for something or someone to move past you, or to look the other way so you can continue on or even go in for a takedown. Now, I knew absolutely nothing about World War I before playing Valiant Hearts, and as you continue through each level and experience different battles, situations and events, you unlock these surprisingly interesting World War I facts that you can view at any time during play. These are really interesting and give you an insight on everything during the war, from equipment, strategies, impacting battles, developing weapons, and so on. I found myself reading every single one as I progressed through the game, and kept my interest till the very end. You can even find collectibles in the environment that also come with additional information for you to examine if you wish to. Over the course of the game, the characters also create diary entries for you to read, which give you an oversight of the characters' thoughts at that time in the game. So out of all of this amazement and praise for the game, I only have one very minor gripe: the game contains easy deaths with no second chance. Luckily, the game does have plenty of checkpoints with quick respawns, but it becomes frustrating being stuck in that one part and having to replay it over and over again till you finally get it right. In the end, this is a masterpiece of gaming. In visual, sound and gameplay design, the game rarely has a misstep and kept me entertained, connected and interested right till the tragic end. So I give Valiant Hearts: The Great War a perfect 10 out of 10. I praise the developers for this amazing gift to players that takes them on a journey through World War I with some of the best characters you will ever meet, and I will miss them deeply. The music struck a chord with me, the characters and stories pulled my heartstrings, with the occasional laugh as well, and the puzzles and action sequences kept me entertained and challenged. I would recommend Valiant Hearts to anybody, even if you have absolutely no interest in World War I. That's how good this game is and how much it needs to be experienced, so go and check it out right now. Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to check out these other great videos, and for the latest AAA and indie reviews or impressions, I hope to see you come back to M8T5 Reviews.